Hello everyone. Before we start the show, have a little chat about Patreon. You need to get over to Patreon. Why, Dean?
Because we've got loads of stuff on there, Amy. Back to the studio. Now, we've got loads of stuff over on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a way you can financially support us as a podcast. You can start up for as little as £3 a month, and that gets you access to everything. We've got like extra episode a week. We've got live shows on there, live talent shows where we have mates come on. We don't know what's going to happen. People can win cash prizes. Tell them more about it, Amy.
Well, and also depending on what tier you go, you get like signed prints and members only club cards and shit like that. You can also send in questions for our guests if you specifically want to ask them something. That's like a direct link to some famous people that we have. That's good, isn't it? Dean, back to you, Dean.
That is Amy. Thank you very much. We also have specials that we've been doing. We've got a VR special that's just gone up with Ishan Akbar. We've got Axe Throwing special, Sports Day on Substances, where we all played sports games. It was dead fun. We're going to have loads of new specials coming on in the future. What else? Back to you, Amy.
We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, which I'm really excited about. We're all going to be goblins, and we're all going to be on Substances and be goblins, and I can't wait, and I hope we do it regularly, and that'll be on Patreon. What else, Dean?
We've discount codes on merch, early access to tickets, free live show tickets if you're a £10 patron. That's a free ticket every month.
7 days early.
And 7 days early access, sometimes 8 days if we're feeling beep, 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 beep. This just in, 8 days early access sometimes, and sometimes it's 7 days. But either way, you get it a week before anybody else does. For just £3 a month, sick that, innit? £1.50 each a month you're giving us.
What's that?
What's that? I know it's a cost of living crisis, but we're poor too.
Yeah, help us out. We're trying to like rep the Northwest, innit? And the povs of this here country.
Yeah, so get on it. There's loads of stuff on there. It's always growing. It's always getting bigger. It's always getting better. It's fantastic. Good value for money.
We love you, and we really appreciate all your support and your love, and thank you, and see you on Patreon.
Back to you at home. That's you guys.
Back to Dean for the weather.
Cold outside.
Here we are. It's the Mild High Club. I don't know what episode it is. We've got Anna Thomas. And we've got James Allen.
Oh.
Welcome. We've got we're having a little bit of a nightmare, and we've only got one mic between me and Dean, so we're gonna chuckle lovers it between us to meet you.
It's like a SAS, isn't it? Adapt, overcome.
Super army soldiers.
Army soldiers. Yeah. So Anna was the winner of BBC New Comedian last year, weren't you? So
yeah,
fantastic.
There's been another one since. So
yeah, no, Dan Tiernan won it as well. We're smashing it over these parts, aren't we? I say we. It was yous. But yeah, nice one for coming down. I've go ahead.
Have you been? All right. James is an adult now. He's just moved into his house and he can't cope. Can you? You've been an adult for like 2 days and can't cope.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
I love my partner dearly, but a lot of time is spent maintaining the house and not enjoying living in it. A lot of it is just making sure that it is fine for us to live in for another year.
You've been playing What's That Smell?
What's that smell?
What smells? I want to play it.
I don't think it's nice smells.
No, the garage, the food bin. It's always the food.
It's in Wales?
It's bonkers. So it's a place called Farndon. But if you were to go literally, and then was like, literally 2 minutes. If you were literally to go 2 minutes on the right side, you would be in Wales.
Okay. So it just smells Welsh.
Yeah. So it's like the gap
the
is there's a pub across the border that is literally past the Welcome to Holt sign that is like decked out in Welsh. So yeah, I'm very close. But my partner is Welsh, so like she wanted to be closer to her family.
Whereabouts is she from?
She's from Rhyl.
Where are you from?
South Wales, so like Llanelli sort of way. So
What?
like, well, exactly.
Oh,
Down
bless
like
you.
near Swansea. Yeah. Like, but does your partner do the same thing? Every time I go back into Wales, I love England, it's treating me well. But every time I go back into Wales, when I see that Welcome to Wales, I scream.
Yeah.
And like, I've just won the postcode lottery every single time. Does she ever just drive down there now that you're dead close?
She despises England with a
Really?
passion. Like with the World Cup being on, she's been like, her dad is, you know, a huge England fan. She's like, I'm not speaking to him for a week. There's no love lost. She doesn't. And then, but it's because I'd say like, well, I'm not actually English. I'm actually 25% Kiwi. So if you think about it, I'm not to blame. Sorry for stealing all the water in the 80s or whatever I did. But yeah, a lot of smells. So a lot of new stuff. Got a Christmas tree up. I can't smell the pine that was promised when I picked it up. It was like, you'll be able to smell the fresh pine, and I can't smell anything.
Okay.
So I'm loving it.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. Sorry.
Right, I'll tell you something that happened to me the other day. But you have to laugh. It's quite tragic, but you have to laugh, okay? All right. So I ran away into the woods.
What time of day was it?
It was nighttime.
Okay.
And I was crying in a bush, genuinely. I was covered in thorns, all spiky, like a grieving hedgehog, crying in the night. And I'm glad you're laughing. And
Like a grieving hedgehog crying in the night is like a fucking Arctic Monkeys song, defo, innit?
Put the kettle on, I'll tell you a story.
Northern Trauma babies.
Did you look left and right like the hedgehogs in the...
No, I
highway.
just
Don't
went
look
straight.
listen.
Yeah.
She was in a big shoebox that we had to check before we threw it on the bonfire.
But yeah, anyway, long story short, I'm starting therapy. And
Lovely.
And I had my assessment, right? And we had a big fat chat. And at the end of it,
Sorry.
chat.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, she was like, so we offer 2 levels of cognitive behavioural therapy. The first level is like, we tell you what to do, you do it yourself at home, and we check in on you. And then the second level is a longer 20-week course where you have to come and have regular appointments. She went, but you're level 3. And I need to find a specialist who's equipped to deal with that amount of stuff.
Well, like a hedgehog whisperer.
Exactly. Like a hedgehog whisperer.
So you bought yourself a little raspberry beret to make yourself feel better.
Nice.
You know what? Not many people could carry off a raspberry beret. You carry off very well.
Please
you
say
know.
that again.
What? Please say what?
Say raspberry beret.
Raspberry
again.
beret.
So
like
good that. So that made me feel a lot better about being in a bush, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it just reminded me of, do you know, Monsters Inc? When they're like, we got a 2390.
2319, yeah.
I've been walking around with a level 3 sock on my back this whole time and nobody told me.
When you was in the bush and you got your text from the doctors, didn't you? Yeah. Like, your therapy appointment's ready, and it's like, is it now? Yeah, thanks.
Right
I'm in a
now.
fucking bush. Cheers.
I'm covered in thorns.
I love that. The world works in weird ways.
It
like it
does.
knows when you're doing stuff. I swear. I keep trying to be like what's it called, cynical. But there's a reason it came whilst you were in a bush.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, unless you're always in a bush and it just.
I'm not often in a bush. There's many times where I've had to stop myself from being in the bush because so many times you just want to run off, don't you? Do you have that? Do you have that?
Girl, you're preaching to the choir.
Okay.
I thought it was normal, and I started comedy, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I started talking on stage,
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
literally, yes, literally yesterday I went to the, what's it called? The Trafford Centre for the first time by myself yesterday. Not good if you're an anxious person.
No.
Lovely
Yeah.
place. I thought I was hallucinating. Like with those fountains, I wasn't expecting. There's a lot going on. And if you go, there's like a laughing teddy bear there at the moment. Don't go there alone. I got so overstimulated that I went to Subway and got a sandwich and stood. I didn't sit in the food court because there was too many people. Stood facing the wall eating my sandwich like like a quarter of me. If I look at another person, I'm gonna cry.
I ate going out and socialising, and well done for going to Trafford Centre on your own. That's fucking massive. That.
I think I need to do it again tomorrow, and I'm
Not ready.
I'm gonna bring a flask, everything. I can't do it.
What do you go to the Trafford Centre for? Just a bit of Christmas shopping or something? Or
No, I've got a photo thing coming up, to like a headshot this week. So I was like,
hedgehog.
You're a hedgehog. I'm seeing a hedgehog. I wish I was seeing a hedgehog. I've only seen one. Actually, no, I've seen them far away, but I saw one once on a night out. But I don't remember it. I just the next morning looked at my phone and it was a photo shoot of me and a hedgehog.
I saved a hedgehog's life once. I'm going to tell you this story, right? So we was walking, and it was out on the path, like in daytime, like half dead, like it looked dead, and there was like maggots on it, like eating it. And I was like, oh, we need to save this hedgehog. And Dean and his mum was like, are you sure it's just not asleep? No, it's got maggots on it.
Sorry, we're not fucking Steve Irwin of the hedgehog world. I don't know. Like,
it's just like obvious though. If there's maggots eating it, it's not just asleep, is it?
Exactly. That's you're being very deep sleep.
I didn't know there was maggots, by the way. It wasn't like big maggots on it. There was little white spots on it and that, which turn into maggots.
Glitter.
Hedgehog glitter.
Like a little Gareth Gates.
Oh, therapy.
Legs that came
All right,
talking
all
to
right.
headshots. No.
When you pick up a hedgehog,
So we picked that one up.
how sharp is the prickle? Because is it
Sharp.
like a hairbrush, or is it a bit more?
It's spiky, like proper spiky, like.
Really like that? Oh, that's not too. Because I've always wanted to pick one up and sort of give a little stroke under the chin.
They're dead cute. The underbelly is very cute, like
Right.
because they're soft under there.
But very light.
Yeah. So we went. We took it to like Freshfields, and the woman just like picked it up, like with her hand, and was just like, "That is not a well hog." And then she took it and looked after it, and then we thought it was dead, didn't we? Because it was in critical condition. And then like weeks later, they rang and was like, "Oh, I've got your hedgehog here." So we went and picked him up and like released him again. But it might not have even been the same one because it was fucking massive, that one, wasn't it? Unless it was just emaciated beforehand.
Yeah, it was probably starving and that on it. And but we used to, when you said you're seeing a hedgehog on a night out, when we used to just go get stoned in parks of a night time, we always used to see hedgehogs out, and we take pictures with them. And we had an album on Facebook called the Hedgehog Chronicles, and it was just pictures of us proper stoned off our heads with this little hedgehog, like, wow. Then in another, like on the road, it'd be like, hey, here's another one. It's mad.
Have you had any other wildlife encounters?
I've seen a few hedgehogs, seen a few swans, seen a few geese.
Geese? Geese can be aggressive, can't they?
Spiders are the ones that I because Lonnie's petrified, but then it falls on to me
Yeah.
to be the knight in shining armor.
Why don't you get one of them?
And I don't know, I don't like spiders.
You can get devices. You can
Me?
get sucky up device spider collectors.
we have like
a spider collection.
Called testicles.
we have like a pyramid on a stick.
Just saying, grow some balls and pick the spider up.
We have a
I was like so confused then. How
What
do
absorb
testicles
in the
collect spiders? Okay.
we have like a pyramid on a stick,
Right.
and you trap it in, and then you push the little thing like sheet underneath, and it traps it in there, and then you take it outside and release it, which is great for your smaller arachnids. But when I was staying at Lollie's mum and dad's, I went to a toilet. As soon as I sat down, this like massive one just like crawled across the bathroom floor, and then stopped in front of me. And I went, I don't actually need the toilet anymore. And then I completely forgot, like, subconscious. By the way, Bab, there's a massive spider in the bathroom. You need to get rid of that right now, or I won't be able to sleep. I went, oh, I'll be fine. No, you need to get rid of it or I can't sleep. I will be thinking about it crawling. So I had to just go back in, and it was still there. It was just sat there. It was huge. Like, it had a little top hat on, a little monocle. All right, mate. And I just kicked it. I volleyed it out of the room.
We had
It crawled away.
I'm the spider.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus, how's that happen?
It's horrible.
I have to. I get rid of them in ours, and I always get pint glass paper underneath. But there's that moment where you're going, you got to get it out the glass. I'm like that. But one time, there was one on the roof. Remember this? In my mum's. There was one on the roof, and I had a glass. And in my head, I was like, oh, I can reach that dead easy. So I just went, boop, like that. But I was on my tiptoes. And then I went, what do I do now? So I was stood with a spider in the glass on my tiptoes. Like it was like a fucking saw thing or something. Because if I brought my feet down, the glass would have come down and the spider would have fell off. But the spider was going mad in the glass as well. I was just going, hey, mate, what do I do? And she was just laughing. I was laughing. The spider's in there going, fucking hell. Like it was horrible. Because I went on my tiptoes to get it. I went, oh, fuck this. I'm not tall enough to have done it. So now I'm like on my tiptoes, like,
oh my God, what did you do? How did you get rid of it?
I went, just like commando rolled away from it.
Oh, mate.
But it stayed up there, and then I think it stayed up there. But yeah, it was para. I was there for like 5 minutes going, what are we doing? It was horrible.
Oh,
you were saying about things that are like the world works in mysterious ways, like you got a text when you're in, but I am convinced that wasps are destined to kill me.
Right.
I was booked on a driving experience, when I didn't want to do it. It's not my vibe. When you drive a sports car around a track and you think you're cool. I was
the most polite driver they've ever had.
Yes. Hello. Clutch down into first. Don't need to reverse. It's a brick wall. And my first girlfriend, she got me one, and we went on it together with her mum and dad. And just as it was an Aston Martin, just as I was about to step in, a wasp stung me on the neck as I went into the car, and I was like, sort of shaking, and my neck just kept going like, I've been stung by a wasp.
In the neck? That's savage.
The instructor went, are you all ready to go? Yeah. Went round the corner in fourth gear, like he went, right, we'll just and then he had to like take control of the car for me whilst my neck was just sort of
growing another head.
Flaming, yeah. How was that? Loved it. Loved it, mate.
Is that so? Have you been stung more than once?
That only that one time, but they follow me round.
Right. It's probably because you got stripes on.
I think I love stripes.
Always. Like
I'm
Johnny Bongo.
Love a good stripe t-shirt. And like in houses and stuff where the windowsill is, in like the corners of the windowsill there'd be little holes.
Yeah.
And in the summer they burrowed a hive and they used to crawl through the little holes. Like Candyman. And there was one day where about like 10 of them just in my room.
There's got to be a horror film in that. Like the bird film where it keeps being followed like wasps, and then you keep like, it could be like a dramatic scene where you're in bed and it's dark, and then you hear like a zzz, and you're like, no, zzz, and then they all like,
oh, should make a short film.
Yeah.
A short horror film about wasps. That would be.
I remember getting stung once when I was dead young because I was on the computer and I felt something on my head. And I thought, I didn't know what it was, but when you just got like an itch on your head, and I went like that, and it like wrapped around my little finger, and was like fucking, it looked like it was shagging my little finger, but it was stabbing my finger. But I was dead young when that happened. Another time, I threw a Fanta bottle up in the air, and a wasp, because they like attracted to like orange and yellows and that, a wasp flew onto the bottle, and then I caught the bottle, and it stung my hand. And then another time, I had pants, like tracky pants with buttons all the way up, and one had flew in and was crawling up my leg. And I was like, that's weird. It feels weird, that. And then coming up, and I went, what the fuck's going on here? I got here and stung me on the hip. And I like opened my pants and it was just went and got off. I was like, what the fuck, man?
You can tell
Mad.
he really tried as well because he had loads of times to exit.
Give me
with all
loads.
those
Yes,
buttons,
yeah.
They
and
give
it's
me
like,
loads
no.
of chances as well because I was like, what's that? And it was like, all right, he doesn't know I'm in here, let him off. And I've done it again. And it was when it got to my hip and it, like third time, it was like, nah, do you know what, fuck you. Bam, and got off.
Who love orange soda? Wasps love orange soda.
I had something similar with a spider where I used to have a tumble dryer in a garage when I was in uni. My garage. But what's it called? But I went in, brought my washing in, came in and I felt something like a tickle on my back. And I was just like, thought it was my hair. When I that, looked at my hand, bloody house spider, size of my hand, and I just screamed at it and then threw it.
Spider's like, are you Anna Thomas?
It's running quicker away from you.
Look at me, I had a similar one of them out the shower, naked,
No, Dean.
towel off the radiator,
Dean.
over my head, drying my hair. And I don't know why I stopped, but I just stopped for a second and was like, what the fuck's that? Yeah, big fucking one of them big house spiders. I just went, just like peeled it off me.
I've had one off a towel, which I didn't like. But you've had one run out your jumper sleeve as well.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
So they all sound like that one sounds quite nice.
It's just disgusting when when yeah, on your bed, on the bed. But it's just like when they're on your bed, it's like, can we have some boundaries, please?
Yes, yeah.
Beds are out of limits. You don't pay rent here.
Yeah.
When, we had when we lived at my mum's got a dog. There was a spider come in, and the dog was like, fucking, I'm having this. So the dog's like sort of like trying to bite it, but sort of going, oh, what the fuck are you? And we were just like, oh yeah, we let the dog kill it. We were like, yeah, kill it. And the dog sort of picked it up and went, oh, what the fuck's that? And next thing the spider goes, at me and Amy, like the dog threw it at us. And we went, bah! But it was like proper instant karma. We were like, yeah, kill it. What the fuck's that? Get away.
Awful, yeah.
I've been a venue for wasp sex. when I was in year 6, we all gathered round playground to watch 2 wasps. I think they were like fighting, but it looked like they were getting down to brass tacks. And everyone was like, hey, and all of a sudden we were all around a little circle, and the 2 wasps jumped up and landed on my coat, and then like carried on. And I was trying to get it off my coat, and they wouldn't budge. And I took my coat off, threw it on the floor, and they were still on my coat, getting at it. And the next day in school, everyone's like, "Hey, you're the guy who 2 wasps shagged on." Hey, and I was known as the wasp shagger. And I'll tell you what, I didn't do it. I was the venue. I was the bed.
They were looking for a third. And they were like, he's wearing stripes. That's it on that.
You're like, you could pollinate something. Go for it, mate. No, it wasn't. How rude. That's an awful. Like normally, okay, you may come for my glasses, you may come for my braces, but to be the facility for where nature is, you
You're
know,
a brothel.
yeah, exactly,
Nature's
yeah,
brothel.
an insect brothel, yeah.
Yeah, insect brothel, such a good name.
A hive.
Right, should we have a little comedy chat? How are you? How's comedy been for you as a woman, Anna?
As a woman?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been alright. I haven't had there are some horror stories you heard and stuff in it. And like, I feel like you're like around comedians, also, you probably get, and it's sort of, I haven't had the worst stuff. It's more people are just surprised that like, I often get, I don't usually like female comedians.
Yeah.
But,
I think obviously women haven't been in the industry as predominantly as men have, so men have been able to master their craft for longer, so that's also a factor, isn't it? Like, it's not that women aren't funny or anything, it's just we're relatively new to this industry compared to men.
Exactly. And so like, even like I remember I only saw really Sarah Milken when I was growing up on TV doing stand-up and stuff.
Yeah.
She's amazing, but I think we're slowly coming out of it where people think female comedy is just is a type of comedy when it's not. Like, if
Yeah.
you put me next to Kitty Pritchard McLean or something, we're very different.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's getting better. In my time of doing it, I've noticed it's gone.
Oh, yeah, because the representation thing, now, obviously, women are progressing relatively quickly because other women need to see women on telly or whatever. But also that is another level of stress for women, because if they've not been going that long either, that's a lot of pressure to have to deal with that progression quickly.
Exactly.
How long have you been going now?
Oh, was it 2018 or something? Like October 2017, I think.
2017.
My first
Okay.
gig. So what year? 2022.
5 years.
5 years.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. Yeah.
So like 5. So I'm still learning, and I'll be the first to say, like, I know I've gotten a lot of opportunities, especially when I was first starting out and getting open spots, because I was a female comedian.
Yeah.
Like, I 100% will acknowledge that, and it's a privilege in that way. But also, sometimes I feel like when you come out, not often, and it might be projected, sometimes I feel like I need to win them over a little bit more than if someone comes out who looks like their mate. Like,
Yeah.
it's often
Yeah.
most
Well, you probably do. Like
I
the
look feral, so I don't help myself either.
Yeah, and like that thing of like, oh, I don't usually like female comedians, so if they've already got that in their head,
Yeah.
it's like they'll instantly put that on you, and until you prove to them that you are funny.
Exactly.
But the thing that does my head in is like, how many shit male comedians have you seen? But when a male comedian comes on, you don't go, well, I'm going to wait to see if he's funny or not. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
but I'd say there's well more shit male comics than there is shit female comics, just because the numbers are so much higher. Like,
Exactly.
the percentages have got to be higher in it. Like,
And there's so many really good female comedians who start out and then they don't continue. And I'm like, I don't think you realise you'll be on TV in like 3 years if you continue. You were amazing. But it's
hard because it's male dominated as well. It's very unwelcoming for women. Like, you have to be, unfortunately, you have to be like a bit blokey or whatever, do you know, like be boisterous or something to withstand it. But it shouldn't be like that. It should be a space that is welcoming for women. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And just the environment, it's like late nights and stuff. You mean, so I've only started driving this year, really. But like, I used to get trains home and I'd carry my ukulele out and stuff like that. And I was like, right, no one's going to attack me because I look weirder. Like,
If someone tries to mug you, start singing a song about them.
exactly. They're like, they don't want to approach me. They're like, she's hard work. Like, let's go get someone else's. But like, I understand why a lot of female comedians don't. Because it is, and male as well, like any comedian, because it is tasking. You're doing a lot of work for free, late nights, dangerous. Like around lots of drunk people. It's
why everyone's a bit mental, aren't they?
Yeah, you have to be, I think.
Yeah.
That's a Wonderland thing. You have to be bad to be here.
and even just like dealing with, say, like groups of fellas, like it's took me a while to be able to just go, nah, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You know, like, but when I first started, even I'd be like, oh shit, he's just said something there. What do I do here? Like, but now I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up, you're not bad. But what? Audience, yeah. So like, when obviously, if a female goes on and there's fellas being rowdy and that, it's going to be harder, and it to be like, well, maybe not. It might work better for you to go, shut the fuck up, you're not bad, and everyone goes, wait, like, but like, I get it a bit more intimidating, maybe, to like try and tell some fellas to shut up if you are a female.
Definitely, because it's sort of like it's a safety thing as well. Like I can't fight. I'm not saying all men can fight either. But I think it is like a lot of them. I'm a big tall girl, but I still get a bit scared that they are going to throw some. But it is. I've learned it is that thing like you say. Like when I first came out, I was terrified, and now I'm like, I feel like the audience are on your side the majority of the time when there's hecklers, and I just remind myself if someone's shouting them out, everyone else is like, for God's sake, as well.
Yeah, it's annoying them as much as it's annoying you, innit? Like,
exactly.
What's been your most intimidating experience in comedy? I mean, telly was probably quite intimidating.
Yeah, the telly stuff's scary because I don't always know what's going to come out my mouth. But it was like,
can I just say as well, when it was boss watching you win that, I said this to you as well when I seen you last, like, because you genuinely look like you thought you hadn't won, and you were just like, and you went, oh fuck, that's me. Yeah. It was boss to see, like, you seen it in you, like, I don't know what it was. Maybe you just thought, oh, well, it was nice to be here, but I didn't think. It was just boss to see that rather than being like, yeah, fuck it, I knew I was gonna win. Yeah. I don't know. It was just nice to like your reaction was boss, dead genuine. Like,
thank you, because I didn't think I was gonna win it. Like everyone, it was such strong like competition and stuff. Everyone was so good that I was like, and I didn't think I'd get to the final. I didn't think I'd get anywhere in it. So every stage, I was like, it's just nice to be here. Like,
yeah.
And then when I won it, I was like, in such a daze thing. I was sort of like, I didn't think this was going to happen, so I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And did you see Celia AB? She was in the final as well. She went to go hug me. I was in such a like thing like that. Like, I don't know, but is it disassociation? I don't know what it is. That I didn't see her do that until I watched back the TV and the message I sent her, like, because she was like hugging me, and you watch it, and then I just walked past her. Like this ghost. Oh, it makes me feel ill. But yeah, I just didn't expect this. I was just crying all night. I was.
Oh, that's boss. Yeah, humble victory. It was great. What do you win? Do you win a trophy?
Yeah, so you get this big glass trophy, which I was terrified I was going to drop, and then like £1,000 and like an audio pilot thing. So I got a 30-minute one. So like
an audio pilot. What's that?
So just a record. So it can be like a 30-minute, and I've broken mine down into 3 10-minutes. But it's like just a scripted audio thing, so you can do whatever you want with it. So like,
right.
I don't know. I've done like a sitcom-y thing, but I don't. It's not guaranteed anything will happen with it, but it gives you that opportunity to go and try and do that, and then talk to production companies and see what it's like. And I'm enjoying.
So one of our questions that we ask on here is, what's your addiction? And it doesn't have to be drugs. It can be your phone or coffee or whatever. But have you got any obsessions?
I wasn't going to say this, but moisturiser, probably. It's the most.
Do you know what? That's a really wholesome addiction.
I wish I had a cool one. I think everyone thinks I'm addicted to energy drinks, and I've had a lot of people after gigs pull me aside and be like, Annie, you need to stop with the Red Bull. And I'm like, no, this is just what I'm like. This is like, I am drinking energy drinks, but even without them, I've got ADHD. Like, whether I like it or not, it's coming out thing. Yeah. But moisturiser, like, just.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
It's one of those things. If I think about it, if I think, oh, I want to moisturise, I'm going to have to do it. Okay. Maybe it's a compulsion.
Yeah.
An addiction.
Sounds like a compulsion. Yeah.
But it used to be like, at
least you're smooth.
Well, exactly, like a dolphin over here. I'm sliding off the chair. But like, if I think about it too much, I'm like, I have to moisturise it right now.
That's crazy. I don't have any moisturiser, mate.
Do you want some? It smells.
No, I'm alright, thank you.
Musky.
Oh, no, I'm alright, thanks.
Really sold it.
Musky dolphin over there. Do you have any compulsions or obsessions?
The past. the last 15 years.
Okay, yeah.
Of all culture. No, just a lot of like on my phone, really, watching loads of videos from like I think probably my phone, really. I just stay up till like 2 a.m. and just watch like adverts from 2007. I just think, oh, what a time to be alive.
Adverts from 2007?
Yeah, so like...
Example?
Oh, there's like a Marmite one. Where like, it's not necessarily...
I didn't like that one.
I loved it.
I did.
And some people think it's all right, and that's fine. And I... oh yeah, for just... It's like 2 people who are like really injured, and then they're like fighting over the Marmite. And then the Cadbury's Gorilla Drumming is probably the sort of the Beatles of that era. What else is there? And then I'm a big fan of like the Honda cog, where like all the components. Yeah. Another favorite one is there's some really good ones. The Over Tango ones of Rob Brydon. They're like, I like watch them before I go to bed. they're like the trailers for my dream. So like,
what the fuck?
I play the Pearl and Dean theme tune. Lights off. Trailers begin, and then I watch like the Rob Brydon ones, and then in my head, the film is an 8-hour-long dream. So I'd say I'd say my phone, Amy. But yeah, just like I watch like today, I was just watching like Brazilian football highlights from 1992. I have no like. I think I have like what do you call it? Like a mild hyperfixation.
Mild high?
Mild, there we go. The mild mild hyperfixation. Spin the globe. So like I'll be obsessed with like one thing for ages, and then all of a sudden that'll drop, and then you'll go on to like move on to something else, then that'll drop. So it's very which I think is a byproduct of having all that information at my disposal and just be like
our attention span's like 8 seconds now. From I think it used to be like 15 or something, and now it's 8.
TikTok's ruined that, hasn't it? For like can't watch stuff anymore. It's like if stuff doesn't get to fucking get off, go, see you later. Like
that's why I loved Vine. Like I want Vine to Elon Musk because I'm going to bring Vine back. It's like, mate, that's the one good thing you've done in the past like 10 years. It was like 7 seconds and just boom. Yes. Although all my Vines got exposed in school and people.
What were your Vines like?
Oh,
I bet they were lovely.
They were quite wholesome, just like lip syncing and doing them.
So what?
Sort of Franz Ferdinand songs. And then
take me, please, someone please take me out.
Well, there was one where like
take me out.
I think I'd like
begging you, take me out.
I dressed up and like sort of fixed my cuff, turned around and went. And then there was one where I just do like impressions of Simpsons characters.
Go on.
Okay,
Pooh.
A poo. No, I can't do that.
So
like, yeah, that's true. What did he do after he did a poo? Did he flush with there?
Wiped, he said.
Okay, so Marge. That was Chief Wickham. I don't know what you're on about. Mrs. Simpson, I'm honored to be your lawyer. That's line. There you go. Who else was there? Simpson, eh? There you go. There was, and then I do. So I kind of do a few, and then I tweet it to. Can I mention him? Your friend, Charles. So me and Dean had a mutual friend called. Well, not a mutual friend. I don't know him. But I followed him. He runs the Simpsons Quote of the Day account, and I would tag.
Starstruck.
I would tag him in the Vines and be like, "What do you think of this impression?" And he wouldn't reply. But he'd have his own Vine account. And I just do like, so it'd be like, "Oh, day 12, May Quimby."
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, he just wouldn't. Yeah, there was loads. There was loads. Yeah.
Do you ever do Maggie?
My Futurama ones were better anyway.
Yeah.
For the Simpsons. Oh yeah. But why? If not for me, Dr. Zoidberg.
That's good. That is a good one. That one.
So if you want a Futurama quote of the day,
set it up. There's probably one already. He started that Simpsons Quote of the Day thing, and then like everyone started doing. As far as I knew, that was the first one that existed of any of them. And then there was like more Simpsons ones, and then like Futurama and fucking Family Guy and all shit like that. But yeah, he's massive. Got like 500,000 followers. Conor McGregor follows him and everything. Like it's mad. And he's done it. He's finished it. Because he only done like season 1 to 9 or something, and obviously he's been through and done all the best bits. So now you can't really get anything from the episodes that he likes, and he doesn't watch the new ones. So he just ended it with the best way to end it ever, which, you know, like the end screen in the cinema, that little tune, and that he done that at the end, and everyone was just like, fucking end of an era there, mate. Yeah. Smashed
I like
it.
that, because there's too many people milking stuff out until it's dead.
Yeah.
Just let it die.
Everything.
Yeah. James, can you do impressions of us?
Oh no, because I Lonnie's best friend is from South Wales, and I love the home. I love the home nations, so I try and cover the breadth. I can try and. Who do you want me to start? Should I? So Dean. Okay.
Finger guns.
Okay. Yeah, man. Sorry. Sorry.
It's like he's in the room.
I can't, because you're like kind of like that weird hybrid of like, you do have a Scouse lilt, but kind of,
Lilt.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's, sorry.
Just do Scouse.
All right, mate. Yeah, man. That's cool. If you want to do our gig, we'll get you down. No worries. Just sign. Yeah, just sign up, mates. That's yeah. Cool.
I think that was too Scouse and borderline on Andy Roach there.
Yeah,
You do a Carragher impression, which is like
yeah.
Carragher / Andy Roach in it.
Zoom in there. How long have you been gigging? Oh no, it's an sorry. Oh no, it's an horror show.
It is an auto show, like
Not a show.
That was actually quite close.
roller coaster.
How'd you do that?
Loop de loop.
Loop de loop roller coaster.
I don't want this to be a hate crime, Anna. I'm
No,
sorry.
you know what? Everyone does it, and it's quite nice. It's like a nice icebreaker. I'm very used to people doing my accent, so you know. Go ahead.
It's because all my I don't want to insult Wales.
You know what? I've asked
Okay.
Wales, and they've given
Cool,
me
because
a
all
shout.
my favourite. You did a gig
Everyone.
with like my hero the other day. I think.
Who's your hero?
Was it Mike Bubbins?
Oh,
Do you remember-
Bubbins!
Yeah.
He's the Welshest person going.
I absolutely adore him.
Isn't he? He's lovely. He's a legend.
He's absolutely. I won't do it, but so my friend, he sounds he's from Swansea, but he sounds very sort of like that. Excuse me, boys. Weather's a bit shit today, ain't it?
That is one of the best Welsh accents I've heard. Better than mine.
My
That's
partner
like-
thinks it's shite.
But you've not only just got Welsh, you've got the Swansea down to
Whenever I used to go and watch the Swans at Liberty Stadium, they'd all be there. I used to go. I went with a guy who had a beard, very long beard, and we used to call him Osama bin Dingle. That's what he said to me.
That is, that was spot
Oh,
on.
thank you very much.
I can't
Thank you.
express how
Yeah.
that's so. Then it's not just Wales. You've not just gone. Oh, I'm doing South Wales. That
Yeah.
is that's Swansea.
I think when people try and do like, they'll just go like, "Oh, hello," like, they'll just try and do all like the. But you know, it's about nuance. It's about
It's a proper unusual accent, Wales, isn't it? Like it's older than England, isn't it? English, England.
Yeah,
It's the original, isn't it?
exactly. Everyone give me respect. No, it's, but it's so, the accent's different. So different, like thing. Like even down like an hour down the road. So like Swansea sounds different. Cardiff's more like this Cardiff girl like
Yeah.
thing. And it's just like
We live 20 minutes away
from where?
each other. I'm St Helens,
But exactly.
and he's Liverpool.
You know, when we were in like Australia and that, they just think we were Irish. But then Australia have only got like city and country accents. But it's all Australian sounding.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, they
Wherever
don't-
you're from in Australia, you sound Australian. But it blow their minds when you go, hey, I live 10 minutes away from here, you know, and they go, wow, but your voices are so different. And you're like, I know, there's an accent every 5 minutes in England, like whatever way you go. It's mad. Like even in Liverpool, there's like North Liverpool, South Liverpool, have all got different accents that you can sort of pick up where someone's from in Liverpool from their accent. That's how much they all vary in that. Like it's crazy.
Did you grow up pretty rural, or
Ish. Like I was on like not it was like, I don't know, like half hour from Swansea ish. Like so not dead rural, but I was in like when I'm mostly where I grew up. So I was Llanelli, then moved to Buryport, which was 5 minutes down the road, which doesn't matter what you guys think, but I feel like someone will listen and be like, "You're not Llanelli, are you? You went to Glanmore and Buryport." Da, da, da. Anyway,
I think people listening aren't going to understand what you're saying.
good.
To be honest, to
Good.
question it.
Like, how are you going to do the thing? But everyone else, it has no subtitles, and then it turns to me, and I'm talking like Ewok language. Isn't it?
I mean, I don't know what you said to even subtitle it, so
I don't remember what I said either to help you. What was it? Oh,
We were
it
talking
was
about
sort of rural, seaside. Although it's getting very gentrified recently.
Is it?
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like Cornwall, it's like lots of people buying second houses, so people having to move out.
Right.
I feel like I'm sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like South Wales is the next one.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed when I went back, I hadn't been back in years, like back to Buryport. There's like, and it's good because it's bringing money into the area, but what used to be a fruit and veg shop is now like a bucket and spade shop and things like that, and like
right.
all. I feel like it's very touristy, which is good for money.
I know it's going to sound mad, but I feel like they're trying to make St. Helens like the next big town as well. like gentrifying that, like they're redoing all the town centre, like putting new all buildings in and making it look sick and that. They've got big food courts and shit in there now. Like I feel like they're trying to like slowly get everywhere. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's weird seeing it happen, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, and I know like people have a problem with gentrification, but St Helens, as of September, took over for the highest suicide rates in the UK. So we need some stuff, guys. So thank you.
exactly.
Thank you
Keep
for
it
the
up.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I love St Helens. I was there on New Year's Eve. Had a lovely time.
Why?
Do you know Annabelle and Cameron Green? So we went to Cameron's house because I know Annabelle and friends with Cameron's on for New Year's, and then we went to Tank Bar.
Cameron Jones?
No, I know Cameron Jones, lovely boy. Cameron Green, he's...
I don't know either of them. Are they both St Helens?
Yeah, he's...
Oh,
he's I know everyone. He's actually he plays football with Cameron Jones,
Okay.
apparently.
Cameron Jones is part of Mild High. He does specials.
Do you know
now.
Annabelle Devi? Yeah.
Yeah, her boyfriend. You know Cameron.
Yeah.
Anyway, St Helens is shite, but hopefully getting better. I was going to ask about school and that, like just living rurally, or because I just if you're not in a city, you're in a town. So that's I feel like a Welsh town is relatively rural.
Yeah, it was quite rural, and it was small enough that. Do you mean like it was a small school? And
Yeah,
they went
what was
everywhere?
school like?
It was. So I moved in. I first went to like one in Llanelli, like Catholic school.
What are you
and
saying there?
Llanelli. So LLANLLI.
LLAN.
Llan.
Llanlli.
Llan.
Llan.
Llanelli.
Llanlli.
Close enough. I allow it. Carmarthenshire. So I went there and I moved to Buryport. But what I'm having a weird thing where lots of people. It's a small school, and I went to a small college. Loads of them are end up in the newspaper and things like
good
that.
things or bad
Literally,
things?
last night I was on TikTok going through 2 people I went to school with arguing and N-dubs gone viral.
I saw you put a great tweet that was like, I don't want to live up to that stereotype that everyone in South Wales knows each other, but like, and these 2 people have gone to prison or something, and they went to my school or something.
2 people from my college, the same English literature class. I think one of them left it like in the second year of it. But I remember at one point we were all in the same class because they didn't get on. One of them's Alex Davis, and he's got in trouble because he was a big person in National Front and went to, this is horrible, he went to one of the prisoner camps, the Nazi ones, with a National Front. Yeah, big Nazi basically, and got in trouble for that. And then the other one's Indigo Rumbelow.
What?
Was like she was on the news.
Indigo Rumbelow.
Yeah, there's 2 people. These are both big in the news this year.
That's the best name I've ever heard.
And that's why I remembered it was her, because how do you forget that name?
Indigo
Yeah.
Rumbelow.
And she was like,
Wow.
That was like a name given to her at birth.
yeah, but apparently, and she looks like an Indigo Rumbelow. She's lovely, like very fairy tale. sort of
Yeah, the
character.
parents who give them names.
When you say she looks like an Indigo Rumbelow, all I can think of is like, yeah, just like some sort of blue monster.
No, she's like a sort of curly hair, sort of gentle fairy sort of thing.
Okay.
She got in like on the news and stuff because she does is it Stop Oil or something like that?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
She
yeah.
was sort of having a debate, a very strong one,
Oh.
and then.
Nicely sort of moved on to a new feature I'm trying to start here with talking about school and that. Started a thing called the Creepy Teacher feature. Did you have any weird teachers and not necessarily creepy, just weird stuff they used to do? Like we had, saying on the last episode, we had a teacher who like could draw the map of the world, but if you brought it up, he had to do it. So people would like...
Exactly, compulsion.
So she's going to do it now.
Don't I literally?
So-
Could you see me find it?
so people would like waste time in the lesson because they go, "Hey, he said you can draw the map of the world. I don't believe you." And he go, "Fucking, you have to start doing it all." And I like show it. It was a compulsion. And then obviously we had a pest as well. Did you have any teachers who used to do mad stuff in school or anything like that?
I can't remember any of my teacher. There was one who got in the newspapers because he was a pest.
Yeah.
But I don't remember him. Maybe I blocked it up. No, horrible. But what's it called? I can't think of any. Have you got it? I can't remember any of my teachers.
I had a teacher who was like nice, but went on a bit of like an environmental crusade, and we just were at the age where we weren't asked. So like, probably now I'd be like, oh yeah, he had some salient points there. He's probably onto something. But at the time, I was like, yeah. So he'd like, I said, oh, I'm going on holiday. He's like, where are you going? I went, oh, I'm going to New York. He'd be like, why don't you just buy a postcard?
You need to go there.
Exactly. I can't. And I was like, well, if I order one online, then that's more. He's gonna ship it with all the fuel and stuff. That's gonna, And he was like, well, do you not know about the amount of kerosene that's burning our earth? And I was like, well,
why don't you just get a postcard?
The flights are booked now. And he'd show you like, so he's like, what do you want to be when you're older? And someone went, a teacher, and he went, why would you want to teach the next bunch of useless drones what to do? So he'd just like, he wouldn't teach. He'd just go on a big rant about how you should just like,
you need a hug.
Get the bus to your holiday. Don't be a teacher. And we used to let you play cool music, which was nice. But yeah, he was just trying to tell you how to.
He didn't give a shit. That's why.
We had one teacher, Mr. So we had one teacher. Sorry, I won't say his surname just in case. But
Mr. Hobnob. It sounded like.
Yeah, we'll say that's his name. Yeah. Because he was robust, and his pencil case went missing, and it was like a snakeskin pencil case that was apparently handed to him, and he broke down crying in lesson because he lost his pencil case.
It wasn't like his dead pet snake, was it? That he'd like taxidermied.
And put all his 2 B's in. Yeah. Best one dead quickly was a guy who was a supply teacher for a while who looked
Don't
like.
have to do it quickly. We've got time.
Okay. He looked like Ricky Gervais.
Okay.
And he would come in, and he used to wear really pale but like pastel shirts, so like your lime greens, your lilacs, your lemon yellows, which meant that like every time he lifted his arms up, there'd just be like
sweat
patches everywhere, and on his back. Sweaty
Raphael.
Just realised it to you. I'm so sorry. And he would like try and like be on. So he used to be a DJ, and he'd try and do jokes. So he was like, if someone was talking in the class, he'd be like, "Are you a big fan of Anastasia? Because in a minute you're going to be left outside alone." And like zingers like that. And there was one. He was like, "Right, I've got a joke before everyone starts. There's 2 bank robbers going to a bank, and they go, 'Give me all your money or your geography.'" And the hostage goes, "Don't you mean history?" He says, "Don't change the subject."
Fucking hell.
Like, "Sir, you are a fucking weapon."
We had a teacher, a geography teacher, and she was like a proper, like, I don't really think they existed back then, but a proper like prinny. And there was a big fire alarm thing, and we all had to go onto the field, and she wouldn't go on the field until she could find 2 plastic bags to put on her heels to then go onto the field. I've got mates now who are teachers, and you're like, oh fuck, like people who are my age or younger were the ones teaching us in school, and you're like, that's mad. Like a lad I used to be in a band with, like a fucking death metal band, he's just like a physics teacher, and you're like, this is mad to me that he's your teaching. Like, yeah, it's just weird. I just think it's mad.
Yeah, and about to become like parents and that, aren't they? And like. How do you feel? Do you want kids or?
I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't rule it out, but it's not something I've like grown up being like, I can't wait to have a baby.
Seems like a lot of hassle.
Yeah, I think I'd like to foster or something.
Yeah.
But also I don't know. I don't want to terrify any children.
I know, it's, yeah.
You don't have to
No, you have to. Like
Monsters Inc. Compulsion, like a moisturiser.
Exactly.
Terrorise the kids.
Exactly.
She's going to be so slippy when you leave. Just slip down the stairs.
The greasy, you know that greasy man in Family Guy? For some reason naked, just sat here like.
What was dating like in Wales?
I don't know, because I moved out when I was like 18 for uni, and then I've been back for like a couple of months at best, but not really. So I remember it when it was the best time, when you're 18, everyone's single. It's rare that anyone's in a relationship, and you'd be going on nights out and feral and stuff. So that, and then I remember it when I was a teenager, when I was just mute and just it wasn't dating.
Yeah.
But now I don't know. Is it England or is it different? I can't do it. I'm just not.
I've only been out with 2 people.
Yeah, lucky thing.
And one of them's him.
Wait, did you go from one long to another long, sort
Yeah.
of?
Yeah.
Good to know. So you've not done Tinder or anything, really?
No.
You lucky thing. I can't do it. I live with my mum, so I'm not dating anyone, like, for the last however many years. But when I was living by myself, I'd be on Tinder, and the stuff you put up with is I
it
remember
hard?
I got stood up on one date because there was a rugby game on, and then I still went on another date with him, and then another. It was one. He had an Irish clover in it. He's a lovely boy, but he had
Victoria?
an Irish clover.
Victoria's got an Irish clover in
Oh,
his
it's not
pocket.
Victoria. But he had an Irish clover in his bio, and then
All right, so yeah, Victoria carries a conker around with him and an Irish clover.
I was carrying a conker by accident for ages because I saw one on the floor and I heard it's good keeping away spiders.
Yeah.
So I put it in my bag.
Yeah.
Really? What, in his pocket?
yeah.
But it'd just go in the other pocket. Like, he's got put in every orifice. He had a clover in his thing. We were speaking for ages, me and this boy on Tinder. And then the first date we went on, Irish. Second date, Irish/Yorkshire accent. Third date, fully Yorkshire. I had been
Like Ross.
exactly.
That.
Why?
That's
So what was
hilarious.
his? Did he have an excuse for it or what?
I didn't address it. I never said to him what happened.
Oh, you should have. Should have been
But
like,
he
what's
grew
going on there?
Yeah, I should have said, because he grew up in Yorkshire and stuff. He just had family from Cork. It'd be weird if he did have the full Irish accent. If you brought up, you know what I mean? You'd have to be trying to put it
Yeah.
on. But yeah, just. But
So the-
Top it morning.
Have you had have you had any like bad dates in that? Like apart from that doesn't sound like a bad date,
no,
but like have you had any like nightmare dates or anything like that?
I avoid them because I am just too awkward and for date. I can't do it. I feel like I need to know someone 10 years so they know what I'm like, so I don't terrify them. But like, it's just normal things like shaking hands and stuff. I just don't get. And then like, I remember one in the first 5 seconds. It was a Tinder date again. I had a mad year and then got glandular fever. Like, I had a mad all day. But I went on this date and then he went to go do the kiss in the cheek, and I've never gotten it right. You know when you go and
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm meant to kiss. Am I meant to pretend to? I don't understand what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
But he went to do that. I missed. This is the first second we met. Kissed him on the neck.
Really?
And it was like because again I wasn't expecting it. My mouth is a bit wet, and I just thought, oh, and then we had to go and do this.
Did you like it?
You look so shocked, and I didn't even say anything. I didn't say, I'm sorry, I just kissed you on the neck. My God. I remember we went on a cocktail. I could tell he did not want to be there.
Yeah.
Because I just kissed him on the neck. I don't date anyone. If you want me, just, I don't know.
Have you got any awkward sex stories then?
Because I'm awkward anyway, I try and avoid anything. Like even dirty talk, right? If you try and dirty talk to me, good luck. Because I'm just going to make small talk back to you.
Yeah. Like because I'd done sex work, online sex work. It's not my fault, that. Like, it's the accent ruins everything. And
It's a lovely accent.
yeah, but not for sexy talking.
Authoritative.
Yeah, and so that was like honestly really hard for me, and I had to like script it and read it, even just like thinking of all the insults, like because once you've used one, I didn't want to repeat the same insults, so I had to be like maggot dick, you fucking wet wipe, do you know, like all
like a call centre when they have the thing, if they say that, you say that.
I needed a sheet of like awful insults so I didn't run out. I'll just tell you the story while we're on, because I don't know if I've told it and I remembered it the other day. Went round to this lad's house when I was like a teenager, just hanging out, and he like went to pick something up, like bent down in front of me and like kissed me, and then went, sorry, it was a moment of weakness.
What do you say back?
And I was just like, okay. And then when I was leaving, it was dead awkward. I was leaving and he walked me to like the bus stop, and I checked my phone and he texted me on the walk. He was walking with me and he texted me going, may I have another moment of
I hate that.
weakness?
Hate that. No.
And I just was like,
Amy.
bye, see ya, not coming back.
What was the one where you didn't someone like hug you and you trumped on them? Didn't that happen in college or something?
Yes. Okay, so I was particularly bloated one day, and I was stood. I was stood like in front of the bench, and it was like belly height, and then someone come up to me like and pelvic thrusted me from behind like he was bumming me. And but because he pushed me into the table, I farted all over his junk.
Serves him right for
Exactly,
unexpected
yeah.
company.
It was like my skunk.
Danger! Right, we have a little 5-minute break and then we'll come back. See you in a minute.
Merch.
We've got merch
So
there.
much merch. What is it? comedymerch.co.uk. It'll say it on the screen what it is.
Comedy
on it.
merch.
Go on it. We've got so many designs designed by me and Dean. Yours
All
truly.
different colours.
Hoodies,
mugs.
T-shirts,
Crew necks.
crew necks, sweaters,
Loads of stuff.
all the stuff.
Buy some stuff. Support the podcast. Represent us when you're walking through these streets.
Yes, please.
You'll see some of the fantastic merch we've got in the video that's playing in between us.
Here.
Over here.
Yeah, the merch is great. I love the merch. Can't wait for our merch to come.
Rep the Bong Man.
I
Lil
love the
Bong
Bong
Man.
Man. The
We
Bong
got
Man's
him.
so cool. I love him.
The name Johnny Bongo was already taken, so we'll have to come up with a new name for him. But
Jimmy Bongo.
Jimmy Bongo. Represent. I don't know what I'm saying.
And you also get discount codes for this merch over on Patreon as well. So
Ooh, yeah.
get over on Patreon for the good stuff.
Should have put that on a Patreon advert. Never mind. It's on here instead.
See you on Patreon or on the merch website.
See you on the streets wearing the merchandise.
Is right.
Get on them. Fresh Garms. comedymerch.co.uk or .com, whatever it says here.
Thank you.
Merch.
Thanks for that. Bye.
Feel supreme.
We contacted these guys ourselves because we wanted to be sponsored by a brand that we genuinely believed in.
If you want to improve your sleep, digestion, relieve stress, everything you want for an easier life, you need to get on Feel Supreme.
We started using the Lion's Mane tincture, which was winner of the best supplement award in the UK. We put it in our coffee in the morning and it helps with memory and focus. Studies show that Lion's Mane stimulates the growth of brain cells and helps to protect against disease such as Alzheimer's. And it's the easiest way to do it. Just put it in your coffee in the morning.
Lovely. Tastes nice.
Done.
Flying.
Wash.
Have you ever heard of nicotinamide riboside?
What's that, dear?
Riboside, motherfucker. Neither had we.
We hadn't heard of it either. You need to look it up because apparently it's a natural anti-aging supplement. Widely studied health benefits that you can use to treat cardiovascular, neurodegenerative and metabolic disorders.
Who doesn't want to deal with the metabolic and neurodegenerative
And
disorders?
cardiovasculars.
I do.
They've got loads of stuff. They've got CMOS, they've got hemp protein, stuff for your brain, stuff for your guts, stuff you've never heard about. But once you read up on it, you'll be like, why have I not heard of this? And why isn't it taught in schools?
Ashwagandha.
Shilajit.
All this stuff is good for you.
We're not just making up words. These are actual things that you need to know about.
They make you feel supreme.
TMHC 15.
For 15% off, you feel 15% more supreme
Yeah.
with 15% off TMHC 15.
Feel supreme.
Go get your brain stronger.
We'll get some Riverside.
Feel supreme. Nice.
Amy told me to wear it.
Okay.
I look like Alfie Brown.
Like Mrs. Brown. Just want to quickly start with, we had one thing on Patreon from Kev. He put it, yes, the Mild Eye Club. How I use the Mild Eye Club. Tuesday in Metro Cola was funny. There you go. I'll
Thanks,
definitely
man.
be back over. So there's a new gig on Tuesdays. Metro Cola. Come down. He said, been waiting to use this one. It's just a daft Reddit thread. And it's a thread of confessions. But the first one, it says, I like to creep around my home and act like a goblin. I don't know why, but I just enjoy doing this. Maybe it's my way of dealing with stress or something, but I just do it about once a week. Generally, I'll carry around a sack and creep around in all sorts and crouch in a sort of crouch walking position, making goblin noises. and then I'll walk around my house and pick up various different trinkets and put them in my bag. While I'll saying stuff like, I'll be having that, and laughing maniacally in my goblin voice. Trinkets can include anything from shit I find on the ground to cutlery or any other utensils. The other day I was talking with my neighbour and they mentioned hearing weird noises like what I wrote about, and I was just internally screaming the entire conversation. I'm 99% sure they don't know it's me, but that 1% chance is seriously weighing on my mind. So this man likes to walk around his house pretending he's a goblin. It's funny.
That guy sounds like a comedian. I feel like I can relate to that.
Yeah. It sounds like he doesn't have an ISA.
Goblins can have ISIS as well, James.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, I feel like a goblin.
The stuff I do at home, I'm always like, if someone could see me, if I'm like getting, what's it called? What's that show? Truman Showed.
Yeah.
I'm giving him a show. Running up the stairs in all fours and like just.
I act very manically, and I've given myself the excuse now of, I'm in entertainment. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's for the podcast. And really, I'm just like, I don't know how to behave any other way. Yeah. Goblin, that sounds fun to me. Getting a sack and creeping around your house and seeing what you can find. And some people just have like great imaginations.
Exactly. I do little songs.
Oh, give us a chance.
It's time to do the washing up. You know what I mean. Let's get those things clean. Stuff like that, yeah.
I love it, yeah.
Remember where things go in the drawer. That's more of a spoken word one, so.
That was a rap.
I haven't got any kitchen songs. I do weird stuff probably. I always try and kick the lights on.
Oh, that's a good one. That's, yeah.
Try and turn the lights on with my feet.
That's boss.
Sometimes I run up the stairs on all fours.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know when you grow out of that.
No.
Never. I pretend to be a gorilla and I'll do it on my fists.
Oh yeah. That with the black for as well.
I look like the gorilla today.
Yeah,
I make
yeah.
the snorty noises. I love it.
Yeah, I like doing that. That's fun. No, I fell down the stairs once playing. I had a crocodile. Remember Crocodile Dentist?
No, I don't know what that is.
I do.
It
You
was a
push your
crocodile.
teeth.
No, you had to pull the teeth out.
Oh, yes.
And if it
like
that wig's turned you into an old Scouse nan. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Surprise.
You pull the teeth out and then it'd come after you if you pulled the wrong
Yes,
one.
like
But
Gooey
that
Louie.
used to scare me, that bit. So I used to just play with the crocodile on its own. And one time I was playing with it at the top of the stairs, going down the stairs, and then I went down the stairs after it. Fell down the stairs, yeah.
Oh no.
James, will you be an old Scouse nan for the rest of this?
I can if you want me to, love.
Yes, please.
Ringo, his mum used to come to my salon.
I didn't know we had Alex Maureen on the podcast.
Yeah, I always used to go down the stairs on a pillow or on a duvet or in a washing basket.
Yes.
So much
Yeah.
fun. Now I realise very dangerous, but so much fun. Like well better than your regular walking.
Or like a sleeping bag sometimes, like a little
Yeah.
slug. Lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
Around
So I nearly died in a sleeping bag.
No!
No. So
Like a cat.
But this is how like fucked up I am. Genuinely nearly suffocated, and I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing because what a way to die. So I had like little rubber socks on. Do you like for water sports or something? And I climbed in a sleeping bag and was balled up, and because my feet was stuck on the things, I couldn't get out. Do you know what I mean? So I was balled upside down. My feet were stopping me from unfurling, and my cousin picked me up in the sleeping bag, dangled me off the bunk bed, and dropped me on my head.
Oh my god.
And I couldn't breathe.
Level 3.
I've been using level 3 as an excuse for a lot of things now as well, which I'm like, I can't I? Because
To a degree. Depends what it is.
I'm gonna milk it.
Do it.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Around
But, yeah.
Christmas time, I like to pretend I'm the Grinch as well.
Okay.
Do you do that? I do that with the war.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
I do that?
yeah. Da, 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 da. You know, shout
Have you ever had an onion?
like an apple, like Fred West.
Red West?
That's the thing is that
Is that the indicator of it?
I think it was him or Brady used to eat a raw onion like an apple, and that was the one of the many red flags.
I have had one.
Yeah, I've tried eating one raw, and it's like
It's very spicy, isn't it?
It's spicy, smells not nice.
Not nice.
Not right, and makes you cry.
Yeah, and yeah, sometimes
It's the worst of the foods.
Yeah.
I like it in other things. Exactly, yeah. The
But
onions are mean.
They're the bullies of the bulb
100%.
community.
Potatoes, warm, fluffy, nice. Like to be included in the family. But robust, versatile.
Yeah,
Get on with a potato.
yeah.
Onions,
But weirdly, onions are in everything.
yes.
Toxic.
I don't think I get on with an onion if it's person. It's the sort of person who would be like, I just say it how it is, innit?
Yeah.
Wouldn't get on with an onion. I get what you mean. Potatoes, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you crying for? I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
the
yeah.
truth. Stop it.
Exactly.
You're so mean.
Got many layers.
Shameful. Most shameful moment, Anna.
I've had many.
Kiss on the neck.
Yeah, that's definitely up there. Like, is it like drunken, like sort of thing?
Whatever's emotionally scarred you.
I was thinking, this is weird because I was thinking about today. So,
That's the one. Tell us that one.
oh, it makes you're gonna, actually, everyone already thinks I'm cringe. So you'll probably just nod and be like, yeah, that sounds like things you do. I used to, a house party in Swansea, I used to tell people I'd know the words to songs.
Mm.
So one of them was Bedrock by Nicki Minaj, Drake and everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd say, yeah, I know the words. And then one day someone said, okay, put it on. I knew about 3, and I thought I knew the words, but it's different when you've got the earphones in and you just sort of walking the dog going,
Yeah.
sit on your face or whatever it is. It makes me cringe. That's one of the ones that like, it keeps me up at night when I think about it. Just never tell people you know the words to any. Oh my God, of that song as well. That's like a cool song.
Is it?
I can make your bed rock.
Go on then.
I don't know the words.
It's harder than it looks.
Yeah, that's horrible that when you get called out on something, innit? Like,
It's cringy.
I don't know. We used to have a lad, one of our mates, he used to fucking, it was one of them who just tell lies, and everyone knew he was lying and that. And one time he was like, oh, I've got the new Tekken or whatever, new Tekken game. And we know you haven't. He was like, I have got it in ours. I went, it's not out for like 4 weeks. You haven't got it. And he's like, oh, I got it this early release thing. My mum got me it, blah, blah, blah. And I went, go ahead then, let's go and play it. And he was like, sound. And I was like, what point do you tell me that you haven't got it? So we walked all the way to his house. And the whole way I was going, just tell me you haven't got it and we don't have to go. He's like, I've got it. Got into his bedroom. I was like, where is it then? He went, I haven't got it.
Why?
I went, what a fucking waste of
Kids
everybody's
are
time.
liars. But like that happens all the time when you're in school.
Yeah, in school. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, my dad chauffeured George Clooney the other day. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. But people will believe it. Like,
Yeah.
and then we go, oh my God, you hear about Becky Henderson? Dad chauffeured around George Clooney.
I saw people had a parrot that spoke like 10 languages. Because it's funny, isn't it?
There's a guy I used to know in my school who'd be like, he's a football fan, but he'd be in like the sort of football gang, like the casual, like the ultras, and he'd be like year 9, so we were about like 14. Yeah, Plymouth away on the weekend. Let's just say things got tasty. I'm like, where are the bruises then? Yeah, I sat back, I didn't get involved, but my dad took his spanner with him.
I remember, so me and my mate Chell, shout out Tiny Mama Tattoo, who is the partner of the person who made this club. Shout out
Brilliant,
Paul
that.
Terry Tattoo, who is like if you're local and wanting tattoos, yeah, Chelsea and Paul, more girly, and then what's Paul's? I don't know, but they've got all bases covered. I forgot what I was going to say now. Me and Chelsea was very weird kids, and we at break time we'd used to make graves. So we'd like make little miniature graves out of things that we found. So like bits of sequins and stuff, and we'd make beautiful graves for little creatures. And then one time we dropped some of the sequins down the drain, and this kid was like, "Oh, I can get that for you like on the weekend because I go down the drains with my dad on the weekend." And we was like, "Oh, thanks, Ben. We'll just wait for the sequins." But just like the lies that people tell.
Yeah.
But it's like a compulsion as well. Speaking of moisturiser.
Oh no.
Yeah, like I know someone who is a compulsive liar, and it's fucking it ruins your life.
There was more to that. In my head there, I couldn't stop thinking, like, I'm sure I've read a question. It was the rest of Kev's one. He said, one, what's a weird little thing you do when you think no one's watching? So we've kind of done that, haven't we? And the second one is, what's the worst thing you've ever done when you thought no one could hear you and it turns out they did hear you? On Friday night in Bolton, I was doing a gig and like Scooter was on. You know, music.
Scooter.
The music.
I thought you were the musician. The Scooter was
No,
there.
it was just on in the bar on the
Lovely.
other side of the bar where there was no comedy on. But I come through that bar and I heard it and I walked into the toilet and I went, turn it up. And as I opened the door, there was just like some proper scally lad in there.
Oh.
I was like in his face. And I went, oh, sorry, lad.
Oh, yeah.
When it was when I was at Chelsea's
Oh.
picking that up the other day, and this is fun. I'll have to ask if she's fine with this being in. I'll just say it. I'll just say it anyway.
Without mentioning Chelsea.
Nah. So,
We might not be able to keep it in. We'd rather be able to keep it in.
well, I asked if she'd be fine to come on and talk about it, and she said yeah. I just don't know if she's ready. But anyway, but yeah, she was just saying about she went, and I was telling Dean about what she said to me on the way home from being at hers, and we come round the corner as I said it, and two men was right there, weren't they, when I said it? But basically what she'd said and what I said was, gotta clip like a tank. As these people walk past. Because she was saying, oh, she's gotta clip like a tank because she uses the vibrator so much on it. And now she's built up a wall, sensitivity thing.
Imagine it being like really hench.
Essentially got a callus on it. But
She's smaller than me. Like some tank.
But it clits like that. But
dragging across the floor.
But yeah, we walk around the corner and he went, got a clit like a tank right into some fellas. And I went, I had to just say, what a fucking mad thing to hear when you're coming around the corner. Just like, remember, that happens to you all the time when we were in the pictures. We went to see a film and then like old and wheezing till the end of the film. And then we both went for the wee. I come out and was waiting for her. She walked out and I knew she was having a wee, but the lad stood next to me didn't. And she come out and she went, that was a big one, that. And the lad went, what? And I went, eh. She was like, no, it was a wee. So stupid.
I've also got out of a lift and there was another girl stood there and we just screamed in each other's face.
How so?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have it when like people say things after is what I say. So like, what was it? The fray? You know how to save a life, and it came on once when I was at a party, and I went, oh, "I fucking hate this song." Someone just went, "That was played at my dad's funeral," and then I'm like, "Oh," but also like I didn't know that, so you can't.
Not my dad,
right, guys? You can't say that.
Was everyone the rest of the night just shaking her head?
Like,
did you have a dad? Did you?
Yeah. Look at you, lucky. Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Which bit? What was the question?
I don't know. Oh, someone's caught you saying, yeah.
Oh, just usually like when I'm like living in house shares and I'll be singing and stuff. That's usually the one. Where I'm like, I remember one time I was really singing Ella Henson Ghost song, and that's got some notes. And when you're in the house by yourself, fine. When there's people you've just met, like housemates, I just had to own it and just carried on singing a little bit. Like,
I works, we live in terraced houses, like proper old, like miners used to live in them, and the walls are so thin. Like you can hear next door, bloody, someone needs to, like, I don't like how they talk to each other in that house. Need help. And I went through a phase of, so I'd pick up different things. For example, I bought a harmonica, learned Ice Baby on the harmonica, and then didn't use the harmonica anymore. And then and then another time I was trying to do polyphonic singing, where you sing two notes at the same time.
How do you do that?
Wow.
Beautiful.
So the second note doesn't come in straight away.
Okay.
So basically, you have to sing like "oh" and then try and say "e" at the same time. So it's like "oh."
Should we do?
That's brilliant.
How on it?
Go on, let's have a go. Yeah, and stuff like that.
But then we went through a bit of a throat singing.
Yeah.
Your name.
And that's a loud one. Yeah.
The didgeridoo fighters.
Go on, you was all right at the throat. Cause go on.
How do you throat sing? Your throat?
So from your diaphragm, you ready?
Should be diaphragm singing. That must be the same bit that Screamo people use.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We were trying to get into some like mad, like, because who was them people that, like, remember them? She was playing that little mouth harp and that.
I found these people who pretty much they're like Tibetan or Mongolian
throat singers.
but they're like the pussycat dolls of the Mongols. And they do all weird stuff, and they're just really cool. So I had a little phase of that. But yeah, we did do that privately, but now we've just done it publicly. Hope you enjoyed that.
I remember saying awkward stuff and that. When I was used to tattoo, we had a woman in once, and she used to do like cosmetic tattooing and that. And she was up on a mezzanine. A mezzanine? Is that the right word? Like a balcony thing. She was doing two girls' cosmetic makeup, right? And I had the lad in, and we were talking about if you won the lottery or whatever. Can't remember what it was, just getting loads of money. And he's like, I'd fucking spend it all on strippers and cocaine or whatever. And next thing I heard from up there, like, oh, I used to be a stripper, like that. And we were all sort of just like, yeah, like, I'm not asked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the two girls left, and I thought it was one of the two girls. And I was like, fucking hell, did you hear one of them then going, no, I used to be a stripper, expecting us all to be like, oh, yeah, fit, did you? Yeah. And the guy was just looking at me and, dude, that was her up there, you know. And I was like, I could just feel her. And he was like, I can feel her eyes burning through, yeah. It was horrible. I do it. I have all the time.
Yeah.
Like, horrible moments. Like when one time someone paid for the tattoo, and it was like 90 quid, and she gave me 100 quid, and she went, there's 100 there. And usually if I say that to someone, it means like, oh, just keep hold of it. You go, oh, there's 100 there. Like, as in, have that.
Yeah, exactly.
And she went, oh, there's 100 there. And I went, oh, nice one, cheers. Thank you, thanks so much. Thinking I was getting like a 10 tip. And then she like stood there waiting, and I went, oh, yeah. Let me just get that. Like, it was horrible. Like, but when someone says that,
Yeah, you think, oh, cheers.
yeah, you go, oh, there's 100 there, go ahead. Like, but she was literally going, there's £100 there. Give me more, give me some back. Like, it was horrible. Horrible moment.
Oh, I used to accidentally do that when I worked at the tills. I know how to count, but when I was working at a shop, I'd close the till, and the customer would just be looking at me like,
Yeah, that's
It'd
happened to
only
me.
be like 10p changes them, but I just forgot.
Yeah,
And they'd be like,
and you say sorry and give it them, but they already think you've been trying to steal from them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. It's-
awkward.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah. Proudest moment.
I don't know what my proudest is. Actually, loops back to the house party thing. I told someone I know. I don't know why. Why was I telling everyone every song I know? You know, Bloodtown Gang, Bad Touch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Once got through the entire song, knew every lyric, did every one. No one cared. I think everyone else is in the kitchen or something. But that's
So not winning BBC New Comedian.
that also. But that,
Okay.
I mean,
that-
come on, love the Can You Clean It with a Mop and Bucket like the last time of Egypt and the God knows where we stuck it.
Hieroglyphics. Let me be specific. I want to be down
And
on
in your South Sea.
South Sea. Because I got this notion in the motion of my
your
ocean. That's something. Don't bother. Something.
I can't remember.
That's phenomenal. I would be proud of that.
Bam.
I was listening to that on the way here, actually. Yeah.
Wow.
Big fan.
Big fan of Bloodhound.
Well,
Gang.
some stuff. Some of it's a
Barbara.
bit like.
I think it's Bloodtown Gang. My sister saw.
I
it
didn't
in
think
cons-
a woman of your age would be familiar with Bloodhound Gang.
You think what? Sorry.
I didn't think.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, after the Beatles, they all sort of came through, didn't they? And there was all sorts of new sounds. My nephew Stephen listens to all sorts of stuff. Little John. Big Barry. All the. I said to Paul, turn that shite off now. Put Vera Lynn back on. I'm having me blue rinse. Sorry. Forgot for a minute there. I was
That sound.
it was Aretha.
Want to do your feature, James?
Yes.
Nana James.
Nana James. Well, last week, or no,
It was last week, yeah.
Was it last week? I did a feature called "Where Are They?"
No, yeah, say it properly.
Where are they? And I take a celebrity and I put them in a location, and you have to guess where are they.
very
So
Very
I
fun.
I have developed some more, and you have got to guess where they are. Now I will have a look.
So just for some tips on the game, they do seem to rhyme, but not all of them rhyme.
Some will rhyme.
Oh, it's going to throw me off in a.
Yeah, that's what I was on, but
So don't get cocky with the rhymes.
think about the rhymes though, just in case. You
Okay, I'm
know.
gonna have to zoom in on this one. Ah, here we go. It's
So
perfect.
number one.
Number one, it is. It is A Star Is Born actor and star Bradley Cooper. But where is he? Where might Bradley Cooper be?
Bradley Cooper.
If it dims, let me know and I'll
Does it
I'll
rhyme?
tap it. This one does rhyme.
At a Mini Cooper shop. No. Cooper.
Looper, Fooper, Nooper, Shooper, Whooper, Looper.
Madly.
Bradley Cooper at Booper.
It's Bradley Cooper at the reception of Booper. Yes, well done. Bradley Cooper working against some dental care done there.
Is right.
Fair play to him.
Love it.
Okay, next one coming up now. I have to zoom in this way for this one. I'll have to screenshot it again and then zoom in because it would ruin it. But again,
I'm not dedicated to the game.
you've got to
Yeah,
guess
don't show me.
where they are. Now, it's a little bit pixelated, this one. I won't reveal it too much, but it is Limp Bizkit frontman Fred Durst. Well, where is he?
On a bratwurst.
It's Fred Durst on a bratwurst. Yes.
Lovely.
Well done. The man responsible
So
for
good.
what's
I'm gonna let someone else have a go.
the
We're
man.
here for the work.
I was like, where's Turst Burst? I was like, yeah, but I wouldn't have the brat on. We would have been here a good
The
10
man
minutes.
responsible for the downfall of Woodstock '99. If you've seen that documentary, okay, I'm gonna have to screenshot this one again because it's zooming. Okay, here we go. It is former Cambodian dictator and all-round naughty man Pol Pot. But where is he? Where is Pol Pot? Pol Pot, of course, killed anyone in Cambodia who they were visually impaired.
Pots.
as they were deemed superior.
In parking lots.
Amy Lee Owens.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pole pot in the parking lot.
Hey!
Well done. Yes. Handing
For
out
the women.
handing out fines. What a very naughty man. And the final the final one, because, you know, I was thinking, well, can I do a little Christmas one? I thought, why not? Why not treat myself? Why not treat myself? It's Santa Claus. But where is he? And you'll notice there's a blind man there as well. Sort of.
Is that a clue?
He's about to bump into Santa. No, it isn't a
Okay.
clue. This one doesn't rhyme.
Oh,
Is it a service station?
Ooh.
Is it okay?
Ooh.
It looks like that.
Could have rhymed if it is a service station of Santa Claus at Harthead Moors.
That's Hartshead Moors, shocking display of food options, by the way. When you're on the way home, you stop off at Hartshead, just plough on.
Can I just say,
Just
this is
plough
a
on.
bit discriminatory
ones.
because I don't drive.
Okay.
So I'm unfamiliar with services.
Ooh. You might have travelled here with Dean.
I
Maybe.
think
Go
I
on,
might
you
have
can-
gone there the other day. Is
Is it
it
a garden
posh?
centre?
It is it's a posh one, yeah. It's very posh.
Does it have bread out in the open? I swear.
Yeah, it's very artisan. You could literally get like
Is it the one that overlooking a lake?
oh.
I don't know the names, but Gloucester. No, Gloucester.
He's checking his list. He's checking it twice. He's finding out the unleaded price.
It's on the way back from fucking like Yorkshire ways, isn't it?
Oh,
Is it?
It's yeah.
And I feel like I know what it is, but I don't know where it is. Do you know what I mean?
I'm thinking of a different one.
I can move the picture along the other side. There's some more people there. That hasn't helped.
Where do the
but
people look like they're from?
Oh, it looks lovely. What's it begin with? What's the letter?
It begins with a T.
Tito, Teetle,
T-Bay.
It's Santa Claus at T-Bay Services. Stopping off for a
Lovely ginsters.
sausage roll there before he departs on his next venture. Yeah, that's it. There you go. There's
Thanks, James.
where are they's? There
Just
you
quickly on Santa Claus. Did you know Rudolph has always been misgendered?
Go. Really?
Where are they?
They're actually all females. If you go off technicalities of caribous losing their antlers in November, but all of Santas still have their antlers, which would mean they were female.
Until
So
Friday.
Stop misgendering Rudolph, everybody. They're all women.
Until Friday, I thought they weren't real. I
Like
genuinely,
reindeers?
genuinely thought they didn't exist. And I thought, you know, like a unicorn, just strap a horn to a horse. I genuinely thought reindeers weren't real. And then I saw one on Friday at Bolesworth Castle Light Show with Lonnie's family.
How have
And
they made that?
I was like, that's good, isn't it? And then what do you mean? I was like, well, those horns look really realistic. Like, you do know they are real.
Have you not seen Jingle All the Way?
No.
Oh, okay.
I,
There's a real life one in them.
oh,
And
okay.
Arnie punches it and then gets bladdered with it. Fantastic Christmas
Uh,
film. Go check it
I
out.
thought they just strapped the horns to them. But no, they were all real. They look
I know
great.
what you mean. Similar to a narwhal. A
A narwhal,
narwhal
yeah.
looks like it shouldn't be real,
But it is.
but it is.
There you go.
A
And I was
unicorn
very
slash whale.
excited. They were all sat down, but they weren't like.
Did they look
they were
sad?
rested. They didn't look happy.
I remember seeing one at Leslie Shopping Centre, and it was the saddest thing going. It was like a Santa parade or something. I was like, that reindeer don't look happy. Just
Oh.
put people in costume. You don't wait. I can believe it. I can imagine. I can suspend my disbelief for 10 minutes. You didn't need to bring a reindeer from the North Pole or whatever they grow up in.
There was a kid there who saw two Santas like walk past each other, and he was like, "Mum, what's going on there?" And she was like, "Oh, that's just like the
Glitch in
stunt,
the Matrix.
the stunt driver. That's like the warm up Santa."
It's a mirror. Driving here, I saw a Santa vaping. I was like, it's a daylight.
I think it was a Santa dash
Yes,
today.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen loads of people dressed up as Father Christmas, so
That
unless
makes-
they're just a big coincidence. But I think there was a Santa run today, so it might have been what it was. But not very good vaping after you've been on a 10K or whatever it is. I
exactly.
don't think it's 10K, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I think
Do you like Christmas? You excited for Christmas?
I'm over Halloween girl. Christmas, I like it, but it's a lot of pressure to have fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that pressure takes away. It's like we're gonna have a lovely day, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
suddenly
was like,
I'm
why
like,
can't my Christmas present be just do nothing for the day? Because there's very rarely a day where I get to just do fuck all. And I go, it's Christmas. Can I just stay in my underpants all day?
Yes, yeah.
No, you got to come see people and all that. Like, it's just...
Or dressing up nicely to go sit in your living room. What's the point?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not putting makeup on. You see photos of people, I guess they have family visiting. But you see them all dressed up and then they're just in the living room, stood there, just go in pyjamas.
Yeah, Christmas, best clothes on, yeah.
Wear this itchy jumper. No thanks.
I like Christmas because it's my birthday 4 days afterwards.
Lovely.
Birthday to me. 29 this year. Final year of 20s.
On the 29th?
On the 29th. It's a special
There you
time.
go, yeah.
I'm going to go fucking mental.
That's
because
the
it's
best
my last
time
year.
as well. That time between Christmas and New Year's. Best time to get drunk and drinking and go and do nights out.
I'm allergic to alcohol.
Oh, then
My life's depressing.
eat all the mushrooms and everything going.
Christmas mushroom. Yeah. I think we're done. Yeah, got to do adverts now.
Where can people find you?
Where can people find you, Anna?
Where can they? I think I'm on Instagram. It's what is it? Let me find it. Anatomy, I think. Anatomy. ANNATHOMMY.
Lovely.
No, it was an accident, and then years later, someone said about it, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, anatomy."
There was someone on TikTok. They was called the therapist. Therapist Dave, but it looks like the rapist Dave.
Oh no! And then there's someone, a rapist Dave, who's like, "Come on, like, give me that."
What about me?
Oh my
People trying to
goodness.
ask him for advice.
Yeah.
Not me.
What about you, James?
Well, you can find me at James Allen 27 on all platforms, and you can find us every Tuesday at Metrocola in Liverpool. Myself and Callum Oakley run the weekly night.
Mild High Club Comedy.
You're booked in to do it, I
In
think.
January,
yes, for
is
January,
it?
yes.
Looking forward.
Amazing.
So, yeah, come on down. It's great fun. The past two have been really nice. Yeah, it's a great time.
Patreon. You need to get on Patreon. It's so good. Amazing. We've got VR special. We've got the time when I wrote Dean a set and he had to do it and it was awful for Dean but really good for everyone watching. And other stuff. What else have we got? Sports Day. Sports Day Intoxicated. We've got live shows. 8 live shows. Axe throwing. Why are you not on Patreon? And an extra episode a week, and also discount for merch and tickets and stuff. Early access, you get a week early access to all the public episodes, and yeah, it's where the good stuff's at, innit? So get over on Patreon. We'll see you over there. Merch, comedymerch.co.uk. Yeah, so we've got loads of merch. So if you love us, go buy the merch and rep us. Christmas presents. There's loads of stuff on there. It's great. There's mugs as well. Go get a mug. Everyone loves liquid. You got to drink. You got to drink or you die. Go buy a mug. Merry Christmas.
It sounded like more of a threat than anything, really. You got to drink or you'll die. Buy a mug. But yeah, that's it. Go buy some stuff if you're looking for gifts to buy fans of the show. Sign up to the Patreon. Live shows. This might be out after the live show, but tickets for that. Monthly live shows and that. Every Tuesdays. Mondays from January. Hot water. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Love you.
Love yous. Take it easy. Bye bye bye.
It started in Liverpool, England. A sound of feeling and emotion. It started in Liverpool, England and swept up the youth of the world.